Yeah, he's got a lot to do. Tried to pick up some slack for him, but if we prefer to be together. But how are you doing today, Caleb? It's been a while since we've posted.
It's been a while. I appreciate you doing it with Graham last week. That was good. I got to listen to some of that. We love Graham stuff. But
Yeah.
I've really been enjoying the playoffs. It's been a lot of fun. It's all the hype.
Same here. It's best basketball we've had all season.
Oh, yeah. Best weekend of basketball we've had all season. And, that's just because it's the playoffs. But I've got a trivia question for you, and then we can get talking about the playoffs if you're cool with that.
Okay. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
So, playoff-related question. Robert Williams recorded 9 blocks against the Nets. I'm sure you saw that. His 9 rejections topped the Celtics' previous playoff high of 7. So he set the record for the Celtics. Keep in mind, blocks were not recorded in Bill Russell's time as an official stat. So who had the previous record for most blocks in a Celtics uniform in the postseason?
Robert Parrish.
That's one of them. There's 2 guys tied for 7. Robert
No,
Parrish.
it's McHale. Is it Parrish and McHale?
The second one's more recent.
Oh, okay. Who's Celtics big man? Jared Sullinger? No way. More recent. Al Horford? Al Horford?
Not that recent. It's someone you wouldn't really. Okay.
Oh, KG.
Close. Wrong last initial.
Kevin. Big Baby. No, not Big Baby Davis. Oh, Perkins.
KP. Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Big
So
Kendrick.
I didn't expect that, honestly, but
I mean, he was a good shot blocker in his time, but he's not.
We might look back at this and think it's weird that Robert Williams has the record. We'll see.
Hey, I've thought Robert Williams should be starting on this team since the beginning of the season, and they keep starting this horrible defensive center, Tristan Thompson. Please get him. He's not a starter on an NBA team. This guy's Enes Kanter, except a bit better. Or worse. Yeah. I don't know. He should not be starting. I think they should start Williams, but hey, I'm not the Celtics coach.
Agreed.
So.
Brad's sketchy. All right. Do you want to just kind of go through the matchups and make some comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you first, though, after we've seen the play-in tournament, did you like it or did you not like it? What are your final thoughts? Yeah, you liked it.
I hate that Steph Curry missed the playoffs because that's just no fun. But, he lost his spot.
If you miss the playoffs, you can't be an MVP.
Oh, totally. Jokic is the MVP, no question.
Oh, my goodness. It was bugging me so much that people saying Steph was the MVP.
I think it's fair to say Luka over Steph in MVP race.
Yep. Worse. Can we say Luka has a worse supporting cast than Steph?
Not quite.
No? I think Glassman's better than Draymond?
No, I just think the way the guys have showed out in the playoffs have shown that they're just a little bit stronger than the Warriors supporting cast as a whole. I think Steph with Brunson and Tim Hardaway would be pretty nice.
Yeah, but with a shooter like Tim Hardaway, yeah.
Yeah, he's been a sniper and off the dribble too, which I love.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were your thoughts on the plan?
I really liked it. I'm a huge fan. The one thing though is we're never gonna get a plan like this, ever again. No. This is a once in a lifetime thing.
Steph, LeBron, that's 2 top 10 players in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. It's not going to happen again, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, it's great that we got to experience this. I'm happy. I really liked it. I think John Morant showed out. I think guys like Dylan Brooks and Jonas Valanciunas were finally talked about. No one was talking about guys like that before.
Jonas is good.
They finally showed spotlight to players that no one really talks about. And the Eastern Conference is the East, so But
Jonas,
West carried.
In terms of value, Valanciunas might have been the most valuable player for the Grizzlies this season in terms of value. He was obviously the best player.
The Raptors should have never traded him. We gave up DeLon Wright, JV, for Marcus Gasol, an old wash center. Are you kidding me? Our biggest problem is that we don't have a champion or don't have a center. We have the championship, but we don't have a center. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. Did you get to watch the Warriors-Grizzlies game?
Yeah. That it was amazing. I was so happy that the Warriors lost.
Yeah, it was fun. It was interesting. I mean, the Warriors' game plan was leave jaw open from three, and the man shot
And
like 50% more.
he shot better than Steph.
Yeah, but and then the game plan on defense for the Grizzlies was every time Draymond would set a screen for Steph, like at the logo,
Yeah,
and then they double team Steph, leave Draymond open, so Draymond's running like a 4-on-3 offense, but nobody could make a shot, so it didn't
yeah.
matter.
And
Um,
Draymond just Loki sucks. He shoots like I don't
I think
know.
something we don't talk about enough, and Steph's still elite and still one of the greatest point guards of all time. He turns the ball over a lot.
I know.
When,
It's crazy. And
and
it's
like
the timeliness of the turnovers.
and like so do guys like, Harden, like any elite guy who's holding the ball a lot, even like Trey, Luca, Jokic turns the ball over, LeBron turns the ball over a lot, but some of them were just sloppy by Steph.
Yeah.
Um, but
It's sometimes I feel like he doesn't understand when he's got to focus because he's always
yeah,
just chilling.
yeah,
He's just like,
totally.
"Oh, I'm playing
And
basketball."
but once again, wasn't working with much. When
Yeah.
Draymond's your second guy and Wiggins, that's tough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's get into the playoffs. I just kind of have the games in order. We can talk about the games or the series. I'm kind of looking forward just to predicting series with you because we haven't done that yet. But the first game of the playoffs did not disappoint.
Oh
Miami Heat
man,
versus
Heat
Milwaukee
Bucks.
Bucks.
It, that side of the Eastern Conference bracket is so stacked.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if the Wizards won that playing game. If the
Oh
the
yeah.
the other side would be garbage. It would be literal garbage. It'd be the Sixers and a bunch of trash
Would have
teams.
been crazy.
Like the Heat fell to the 6th seed. That's
Yeah.
insane to say. And then,
It-
oh man, that whole series is gonna be amazing. I'm begging it goes to 7. I
oh,
want
totally.
it to go to 7
It's
so
so
bad.
it's so gritty. The two
I
best
know.
players on the court can't shoot. And how often can you say that about
Not
NBA
really.
game or NBA playoff series?
Mhm.
I mean,
And
Jimmy and Giannis aren't making threes right now.
yeah, and the thing is with that game, who other than Middleton and Duncan Robertson and Goran Dragic, who else played particularly well on offense?
Yeah.
Jimmy struggled a bit. Giannis struggled a bit. Bam struggled. He needs to be more aggressive.
Oh,
But like
absolutely.
that was just game one, and those players were the only good ones. Like
The
I mean,
Jimmy
I
the
can't.
Jimmy shot to send it to overtime was ridiculous. Did you
It
see
was a
that?
layup. Yeah, it was a layup.
Around a former depoy.
I know.
Made no sense. I was so surprised because that's not like Giannis for that to happen.
They were looking for Duncan Robinson though, but the Bucks were pressing. Like you could see the play call. It was for Duncan, but you had the guys pressuring him so much. Jimmy's like, "All right, I'm doing this." He just goes to
Dude,
the rack.
I listened to Duncan's pod, so I like feel like I'm his friend now. And when I saw Middleton hit that shot on him, I was like, that's my boy. I'm sorry, Duncan.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good series. Go would love to see it in 7. I think the Bucks,
yeah,
if they really focus and pull it together, they can beat them in 5 or 6.
yeah. Well,
But
I mean, they're playing again today, right?
yes, tonight is them and Portland, Denver. Um,
Okay. For everyone saying Portland's winning this series, it was game one. Jokic is gonna destroy the Blazers in game two.
hey, we'll get there. We'll get there. I agree with you. Okay. Next matchup we had of the day, the best game of the day, Mavericks Clippers. Come on.
It was
Um,
not the best game of the day, but okay.
well, for me, I mean, I just love
I
it
know.
because Luca's
Hey,
exactly what I said. Luca has to be the best player, and I think he can be the best player, and he was the best player. So that's how we win.
people tell me Luca's top 5 after one game. Relax, okay? He's not top 5 yet. He's great.
He's
But he's not
top
top 5.
top 3 guy being overhyped after game 1 of the playoffs is Luca
Yeah.
right now.
Who's the other two?
Let me think. Let me look. I had like a list in my head. Booker's good, but Booker just okay. You that stat line's not going to keep up. He almost put up
I
a triple
think.
double with 35 points. The points are going to stay.
Yeah,
The points are going to stay.
yeah,
And Trey Young.
yeah. I
A
straight
lot
away
of people are
be.
like, I cannot believe you've been sleeping on Trey. It's like he is really good. One game. Same with Luca.
I'm
One game.
I'm surprised though. Like I was expecting D-Book to go off, obviously, because he has a game that translates perfectly to the playoffs. But Trey Young, I was so surprised that he did that well in his first game, and that's because he was shooting it well. If Trey Young struggles in a playoff game, it's gonna show that he's gonna struggle because like he's a floater guy, layups and threes.
Yeah,
Obviously, he can take the mid range, but that's a really important shot in the playoffs, and Trey doesn't use that often.
the Knicks and Hawks literally only shot floaters that game.
Yeah,
Also, the weird thing about both Julius Randle and Trae Young, first time leading a team in the playoffs, and their playoff matchup really isn't that strong compared to the rest of their conference. So it's kind of
yeah,
hard to evaluate. Like, this is way different than Trey going against Jimmy Butler and Bam
yeah.
Adebayo or something like that. But I
Oh
still
no,
think, I mean, Trae Young's fantastic.
if either two of those teams, I'd honestly take the Wizards over them in a playoff series.
But
Not
maybe.
the Celtics because they're injured, but I'd take any other team in the East over those two guys. Even though they had the higher seeds, I'm still taking everyone else.
I just think Wizards bully Trey if they had a series because of their
Oh
guard.
yeah,
Um,
and Alex Len,
yeah.
hello, what's he doing? What is this guy doing now?
So
What just happened?
he's still in the
You want to
NBA.
you want to be the worst center in the league and then just play good in the playoffs? What's up with this?
Yeah. Um. So I think, yeah, Mavs Clippers. Any more thoughts there?
Uh, nah. Pandemic P was trending after one quarter, which is hilarious.
I mean, we had a
Uh,
Disney last night, or
oh
yeah,
my goodness, the Disney Channel.
so
Oh
good.
man, no, the NBA is just crazy sometimes, and I don't know.
The last thing I'll say about Clippers Mavs, the thing that was evident is the Mavs are more. They're a team who is established and knows who they are, and the Clippers are the more skilled team.
Yeah,
And like, if the Clippers were as established as the Mavs, we'd be done. But the Mavericks know who they are. The only piece that we don't really know about is KP, just because he doesn't play a lot of games and sometimes he's nice. But other than that, they just really know who they are. Clippers just look kind of confused. Um,
yeah,
so moving on to Celtics Nets. I don't know much to say other than this is the most likely series to be a sweep in all of the playoffs. Um,
yeah. I
Not
agree.
saying I don't think it'll be a sweep. I think it'll be 5 or 6, probably 5.
Really?
I think Tatum will win one.
I don't know. He wasn't looking great.
No, but I think Tatum will win one because we know he can, and he's
Yeah,
clutch. He can put up 50. We saw it in the play-in.
definitely.
But the thing I noticed was the Nets. The big three for the Nets shot like, I don't know, like it was like 9 for 40 from three. Alex, are you still there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Just keep
Okay,
going.
we just lost your picture. The big three just really struggled from deep, and that's not going to stay the same. They're going to keep shooting well. Or they're going to start shooting well, and so that's really going to hurt the Celtics even more. But any thoughts on that series?
Yeah, I mean they combined for 82 points, and that's in that one game,
On
and they
bad
all played.
shooting.
They all played horrible. Kyrie played okay. I'm excited to see them go back to the Garden though. TD Garden. I'm
Oh
excited
yeah,
to see those fans. Like and the Knicks fans yelling and they're yelling at Trey Young. I'm excited
the
to
F
see the
Trey Young
Celtics. Yeah,
fans.
I'm
Dude,
excited to
I wish
see
I
what the
was there.
Celtics do.
That would have been so
Oh my
hype.
goodness. No, MSG was crazy. No,
With
but yeah,
half the fans or less than like 10% of the
the
stadium.
the Nets got to figure it out this season or this series because after that it's no. The thing with the Bucks, the series they're in right now is no joke. But for the Nets, they can literally they can run street ball and still win this. So I think they need to
They could
focus
run
up.
4 guys and win it.
Yeah, they should focus up before the series finishes so that they're prepared for the Bucks or the Heat. And then the
Yep,
Sixers is an easy win for whoever wins that. But yeah.
I agree. I agree. Um, I would love to see the Wizards stick it to the Sixers, but I don't think that's going to
That'd be
happen.
so funny. I'm waiting for Russell Westbrook posterizing Embiid.
Oh,
Every
so
single time he drives to the lane, I'm like, come on, please do it.
the problem is the Sixers match up well with the Wizards'
Mm,
strengths, which makes me
yeah,
mad because Simmons
I
and
know.
Thibault are just great on the perimeter.
And
Um,
Davis Bertans, he's a good shooter, but he's just
you
sometimes
don't
he's
want him
he's
starting a
just
playoff game.
there. He's
Yeah,
just a tall guy. He's just standing there.
and
He's not a great defender, not a great rebounder. He's not good at anything.
no one's an easy guard. No one's easy to guard on the Sixers.
Ben
Not even
Simmons.
Ben Simmons. I don't care what
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
people
yeah.
say. No one's
His
easy to guard on
playmaking
the
does
Sixers.
nothing if he's open on the perimeter and no one cares.
Yeah, but he's still not easy to guard,
I mean, I could guard him. No.
especially for the Wizards team, which like their defense is like
Yeah.
Um,
They're starting Bradley Beal at the 3. Like, that's pretty small, if you
yeah,
ask me.
yes.
And then,
We'll
like,
get to more.
yeah. Hachimura
Anything?
is not a great defender either.
No. Rui's also a guy who like you would probably rather be like a seventh or eighth man or ninth
Yeah.
man, not
Yeah.
a starter.
It is what it is.
Anything else on Celtics Nets?
Nah, not really. Just Nets, do your thing, bro. Don't lose too many games.
Yeah. I mean, I would be totally fine with the Bucks beating them. That'd be sick. But I don't
Yeah.
think the Celtics will.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Next.
rooting for the Nets to lose easily.
Oh, same. I don't really want the Celtics to just because of the fans, but I don't want the
Yeah, no,
Celtics to
Celtics.
win.
Yeah, no, I would not give the Celtics fans satisfaction to win. But the
And I
Bucks, on the
maybe
other
would
hand,
rather the Sixers to beat the Nets too, if I'm being honest. And I don't like the Sixers.
I hate the Sixers. I would never let them win. No, the Bucks and the Heat. I would
Oh
want either of them to beat them.
yeah, Jimmy or Giannis deserves that.
Yeah,
So Trailblazers Nuggets, that was a late game, especially where you are.
I did not watch that. I'm being
Yeah,
100% honest.
I
I
I
fell asleep at halftime.
I watched the end, but um, I don't know. Jokic and MPJ put up like 50 points or something, 54, 55. They still lost. And
MPJ was
that's
like 2 for 10 from 3 because he was
yeah,
just chucking them at the end of games. I was watching the full game highlights the next
it
morning.
didn't look
He was
great.
just throwing them away.
The big thing for me is, I mean, obviously Jamal being out, but the bigger thing, even more than the offensive liability, they have Compazzo guarding like Dame or CJ to start the game, and that's a problem. Um,
Yeah,
I still have the
he's a
Nuggets
good.
winning the series.
Yeah, he's like a solid defender, but he's not a good defender. And I think
Not against
if they
one of the
had
best
Will
defenses.
Barton, they're missing Will Barton really bad.
Hmm.
That's one thing about the series. Jamal Murray, fine, okay, but you need Will Barton, and I have them winning, but I'm just worried.
If the Nuggets are healthy, they're one of my favorites in the West. Um, top 2 or 3, honestly.
Oh yeah, definitely, same here.
But yeah, don't
I'd
have much
actually,
to say. Go ahead.
I'd probably have them at 3 behind the Lakers and the Suns. I made a video yesterday saying whoever wins that series is going to the finals, and I'm sticking by that. I
Okay.
think whoever wins Lakers Suns gets out of there.
That they have the best path. I agree. Uh, but it's hard for me to talk about the Mavericks like that, so we're not going to talk about it. Yeah, I think that series could go to 7. Nuggets, Blazers. If Jamal's there, it
Yeah.
goes to 5. Um, if Will Barton's there, 6 maybe. I don't know, but
I don't even know. They don't even need Jamal. Like honestly, you get Lonzo
well,
Ball that fits that team so much more, like so much better than Jamal Murray. I
yeah, but
said this, not injured. He's holding back MPJ. Once he goes down, MPJ goes off. They just need a solid point guard because then you just lost an all-star caliber guy. But like,
well, the
and they
thing
don't have
that's
a replacement.
deadly in the playoffs is the 2-man game of Jokic and Jamal. They're so
Yeah,
established as a duo. That's what you're
yeah,
missing because Jokic knows
yeah,
where Jamal. It's like a borderline Draymond Steph, like just the chemistry. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, not much to say about that series. Next, we got the Wizards Sixers. We already talked about that a little bit. I just watched some of that game. I watched mostly the end. I was pulling for the Wizards, but they just couldn't make it happen. What do you have to say about that one?
Yeah, Beal sucked as usual. Not good. Worst player in the NBA.
What about
But
Ben Simmons?
nah, they were okay. It's just they're outmatched, and there's nothing really they can do.
I mean, the center problems with the Wizards is like, what do you do with Embiid? Who's the body on Embiid? You don't have one.
Daniel Gafford.
Robin Lopez. I'm so
Hey,
sad that
yo,
Tom.
You mean Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Dude, his hook's
What is
so
this guy?
nice. His hook's so
Like,
nice. They run plays for his hook shot.
he probably practices every summer with Brooke Lopez or something. Like it was beautiful. This guy's just going up and up. I'm like, damn.
He's been around forever, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
I whenever I think of Robin Lopez though, I think of Bulls Robin Lopez. He was such a menace
Yeah,
back then.
same.
When he
He was
tackled like
nice.
Benny the Bull.
Oh yeah. I loved when he was with the Bucks with his brother, and they used to do those
Yeah,
like
but
WWE fights before the games last season.
he had like no minutes though. That's what bugged me
Oh,
on that team.
No,
it
that
was kind of
wasn't
bad.
good basketball. That was just fun, like entertainment.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but yeah, him with the Bulls, he was a menace.
yeah.
He was so good. I would
Ah,
love Russ to make it out of the first round, and I think there's a chance just because Embiid he struggles to stay healthy. Um,
yeah. Well, it's
so
Embiid,
if the
so
if the Wizards could win like one early and like force Embiid to go to 5 or 6, like that's what they have to do. They're not going to win this quick, obviously. Um, but yeah, that's all I
hey
have on the Wizards.
Mateo,
Sixers.
how's it
What's up?
going? How are you, bro? Chat. But yeah, no. Here's the thing about the Knicks. The Knicks can make a conference finals run, and that'd be crazy. That would be crazy if the Knicks made a conference finals run.
That would
Think
be
about
great for
that.
the NBA.
14 seed projected to make the conference finals. And that's if the Sixers choke and if Alec Burks keeps on playing like prime MJ. But we'll have to
Yeah,
see.
and like yeah, when your best player is Julius Randle, if you go to the Eastern Conference Finals, like oh my goodness. But once
That,
again, it's
that
just because that's other side of the bracket is just stacked with all the good teams in the East.
I think that I don't want the Knicks to overreact to this season though. I think there's a lot of things that went right for them, and there's a lot of things that went bad for other teams. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure if the Knicks are ready to contend like that just yet. So
Agreed.
I don't want them to be like, "Oh, Julius Randle is our duo partner," and they go out and trade for Dame or something. That'd be good. We're still gonna
Yeah,
lose.
they still need a
So
number one guy.
yeah. Do you think Dame is the number one on a championship team?
Well,
Surrounded by
here's
the
the
right
thing. Here's
pieces.
the thing. Not many guards have been like not many point guards have been the number one option on a championship team, except for
Yeah.
Steph, in
Mhm.
a while.
Yeah.
Um, but it
Well,
can happen, and Dame is fantastic. I think the next guy who could do that
Luca.
is Luca, and he's not really a traditional guard, just like Steph isn't
No.
really a traditional point guard. Um,
This is like the last guard to lead their team. It's like what Chauncey Billups, but that was more of a team effort than Chauncey
yeah,
carrying.
yeah, like
Right.
I mean, Steph is a guard. It's just like he's not as ball dominant as like Dame or even
I see
Luca.
more of I see Steph more of a shooting guard sometimes than even a point guard because he's so
Yeah,
passive.
he's a
So
point
like
guard.
he's just running around.
He's facilitating even when he doesn't have the ball in his hands. That's why he's a point guard. But it's so different than other point guards. So,
Yeah.
um, what about Lakers Suns? That's fun, dude.
Lakers Suns. Yeah. Please go to 7. Chris Paul, I love you so much, bro, and I want you to win a ring. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
If AD shows up, which he will, because he's Anthony Davis, he's got to have his way with the Suns bigs. Like he should. He
Hey,
needs to.
DeAndre Ayton, man. Let's
Yeah,
go, baby. He played great.
he had one horrible play though. Did you see that like wide open dunk that he passed out of?
Oh yeah, and he did the spin move and oh my goodness. Oh, that
Like
was so
kicked it through
bad.
the wing or something with the rim right
Yeah.
above him. Um, yeah, that series, I agree with you. I mean, whoever wins that, they're coming out of the next round at the least, and probably coming out of the West. Um, Booker was so nice. I hope, I hope LeBron's just like not in the zone. I hope this isn't real. Like, I hope
No, no.
LeBron's still there, man,
He's just sleeping game 1. Watch him drop a 40-point triple double in game 2.
because he just didn't look zoned in. But yeah, for
I
real, he's
know.
probably gonna drop something crazy.
Yeah. The chat saying Blazers in 7 MVP might be a first round exit role. It's not gonna happen. Jokic he's gonna pull through.
He's
Gonna pull
MVP
through.
for a reason. People are
Yeah,
still sleeping on Jokic in a weird way.
I know. I feel like Jokic is so special because he's not a traditional big man that everyone just doesn't know how to feel.
Yeah,
So
I
like,
mean,
go ahead.
it's almost like I know Giannis is more traditional for a forward, like big, dunking, powerful, but he's not traditional for an elite player in today's NBA, like
Yeah,
without the jump shot. Same with Jimmy. And people like to hate on those guys, but they're elite. They're still
yeah.
elite. And obviously Jokic is way better all around than those guys, like all around. Um, but I see what you're saying there. Yeah, Lakers Suns is the number one matchup to watch right now, in my opinion. CP3 LeBron at age like 36 and 37, whatever they are, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's the first time ever they've played actually,
I know,
which
it's
is
insane.
great to see.
And they're old.
Yeah. I mean, they're still producing at high levels, so it's great.
So good.
Yeah.
And
But
just
think
great
about it though.
leaders.
This playoffs, we've seen a lot of new faces do pretty well. Trae Young, D Book, John Morant,
Luca, which we saw last
Luka,
season, but Luca.
Donovan Mitchell, obviously best playoff performer in the league since his rookie year. He's
Did you
been
see the
carrying the
controversy
Jazz.
with his he
Oh,
wanted to play?
he was furious.
Yeah.
Apparently, hopefully D Mitch gets on the court soon, or else the Jazz are gonna lose.
I would love for D Mitch to come in and win 4 in a row against the Grizzlies.
Dude, he's like a 36 point per game scorer in the playoffs.
People sleep on D Mitch in an annoying way.
It's because he's a small shooting guard. He's undersized. You ever heard of Allen Iverson?
Ever watched him in the playoffs? Or seen him make it every single year as the best player since he was a rookie? Like, I know his team's solid, but
this guy,
Rudy Gobert is your second best player for most of your life. Like,
okay, yeah. Can we talk about this Jazz Grizzly series?
Yeah,
Rudy Gobert, what is your problem? Their best player cannot shoot. He is a dunker. Get in the paint and block him. You're the defensive player of the year. Come on, man.
Rudy's questionable. I think Mitchell's going to change the series completely, though, just like you were saying. He's elite. And he's so much playoff experience for a guy who's like, how old is he? Like 23, 24?
Well, he spent 2 years in college, so he's not that old, he is. He's a bit older, but I mean he's still young.
Let me see here.
Because in Louisville, he went to his sophomore season.
Still only 24.
Yeah,
he's been there 3 times, right? Yeah. And this is
every single year. This is
his fourth time in the playoffs.
His 4th year now. He was drafted in 2017.
Yeah, it's crazy. And
he's going to choke in the second round and get swept. So when it happens, don't act like I didn't tell you. Donovan Mitchell's not going to get swept.
Also, we didn't say he's making it past the second round.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, do they face Clippers and Mavs? Ooh,
yes.
Yo, please, Clippers or Mavs. I chose just eliminate the Clippers. Honestly, Kawhi, please go to another team because I actually like you as a player, but I hate the Clippers. So come back to Toronto.
Dude, I was listening to Bill Simmons' pod today, and he was like, straight up, if they get knocked out first round, and I don't know if you know Bill Simmons much, but he loves crazy trades, you know?
Yeah.
And he was like, what about this trade? Paul George, Brandon Ingram, straight up.
Why would the Pelicans? I mean, but why would the Clippers do that?
Because of how young he is, and they have no future because they have no picks.
But why would the Pelicans do that too? Why would they want to win now?
I don't know.
I mean, PG.
I don't hate it.
Let's see. I'd send PG to Philly. You give the Clippers Ben Simmons for Paul George?
They're not doing that. They're not taking Simmons.
With picks.
Yeah, they would do it with picks. But what does Philly have to give anyways?
I mean, you give them Simmons, maybe Maxey. You get back Paul George because you're trying to win now. And then Kawhi signs with the Raptors and we win another ring.
That'd be sick if Kawhi went back to the Raptors.
Hey, man, he's going to do it. Trust me.
Yeah, man, that Grizzlies Jazz series is super interesting. It would be crazy if Ja won it. I want the upset, but also I like the Jazz core. I would like to see them make it past the first round.
And
people
had a whole
hate on the Jazz. I don't know why.
The Grizzlies, mark my words, this is the last year the Blazers are going to contend.
The Blazers?
Yeah, the Grizzlies, they're coming for them. They're already a more well-rounded team. The Grizzlies are going to be a team in the style. Ja's one of those guys that can carry a team. I like Zion, but there's a difference. He's like a ceiling raiser. Ja's a floor raiser.
Yep.
And I think the Grizzlies, they're going to contend in the West for a while. Their depth is beautiful. They draft amazingly.
They're
Desmond
young.
Bane. I called that the draft night. I said, this guy's going to be special. One of my favorite prospects. He's amazing. Xavier Tillman. Who even heard of that guy?
He won the game.
Who even heard that guy?
Yeah.
I'm like, why is a center shooting a 3? Like I've known of Xavier Tillman the whole season, but I never actually watched him play. And I'm like, wait, what is he doing? Why is he shooting a 3?
Okay, here's my question for you. This season with Jaren Jackson out, I really thought he was definitely the second best player on that team. And I do think he's really good and is going to be the second best player moving forward. But is he right now?
No.
Who is?
JV.
JV? What about Dylan Brooks? Like, not even messing up.
Hey, shout out to the Canadian Dylan Brooks. He's amazing. But he's like, essentially, he's a 3-and-D player. So I don't think he's the second best guy.
Dude,
I think it's Valanciunas.
another thing Simmons said, I'm not just stealing his content, but he has good stuff to say. Like, when's the last time we saw someone guard Steph as well as Dylan Brooks? And it's been a while. Like, Dylan Brooks did a great job on Steph in that playing game, which was huge. And I agree, JV's probably the second best player. But Dylan is nice.
He is. I'm glad people are finally starting to see him. Team Canada, we're beating Team USA. I'm calling it right
Team
now.
Canada's good.
Dude, Jamal, Shea, Dylan Brooks.
Dort.
Lou Dort. Yeah, Brandon Clark, Boucher,
Wiggins?
Thompson, Olynyk, Wiggs. Got some
This man said Olynyk before Andrew Wiggins.
Hey, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say though, Brandon Clark. He was like out of the rotation.
Yeah, and I thought he was going to be nice this season.
I thought he had like a great future and everything. Like what happened though? Because they have. I think it's because they have so many big men now. Because technically, Kyle Anderson's a power forward because he's too slow to run small forward. So that means you have Jaren, Kyle Anderson, Xavier Tillman, Jonas Valanciunas, and then Brandon Clark. So I don't know. I feel so bad for him though. I thought he had such a bright future. One thing I will say though, I know it might turn out bad for the Grizzlies, but do they extend Jaren Jackson?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't play enough to discredit him this season.
Okay.
And I think he just has his upside is crazy.
Yeah.
He's a big who can shoot and he's athletic.
Yeah.
So but like what do you think? Like, say next season, I don't think the Grizzlies quite have the pieces to be like contenders. I think good, but not like contender. What's like the worst piece you add to make them a contender?
I mean, just another wing, really.
Yeah.
But like, cause like a shooting guard, maybe like a Paul George's not bad. No, I'd say like
Paul George, like for sure makes him a contender in my opinion.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like,
but like, how much worse can you get than Paul to make a like? What about like Jaylen Brown? Like
that would make them contenders. Yeah.
That might be it.
Fred VanVleet, I think that could help him.
I love Freddie.
Hey, don't disrespect.
I love Freddie. You know I love Freddie.
I don't know. What about a guy like VO?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. The last series we haven't talked about. I mean, we talked about a little bit. Anything else with Hawks and Knicks?
Nah, not really.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this series, though. It's going to be a good one. I think each series this playoffs has a meaning to it, and they're all going to be great, except Nets Celtics. Other than, they have a meaning. It's just the series is not going to be good. But everything else, I think it's all going to be a great series.
Yeah, I agree. Hawks and Knicks both got really lucky, though, getting each other in the first round.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because, I mean, they both need to make additions next season. They can't really settle with what they have. Pretty much every other team in the West, in the East, other than the Wizards, could kind of settle a little bit. But Knicks, Hawks cannot.
You think Kawhi goes to New York if the Clippers get eliminated in the first round?
I don't know, man. He wants to be in LA. That's the thing. And that's like home.
They're so bad, though.
They are, but I think instead they trade away Pandemic P. They appease Kawhi. He's the better player.
Yeah.
So
I've heard a lot of rumors. Kawhi to the Warriors. I don't think people understand that they have zero money whatsoever. You're paying Draymond $20 million. You're playing Wiggins like 30, Clay 30, Steph 40. That's their whole team. That's why their bench is full of minimum contract guys.
Yeah.
And no one's taking Wiggins. I'm sorry. Unless you land that Timberwolves pick, which would be amazing for them, no one's taking Wiggins from you.
Yeah, with his contract. When's his contract up? Is it one more year?
2 years, I think. One or two.
I love watching Wiggins when he's clicking. He's so smooth. When he's bad, great. He sucks, dude.
He's so overpaid, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
50 people would say he's great.
Agreed. The contract is what hurts him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are the games we have tonight? Heat.
Tonight we got
Heat, Bucks, Trailblazers, Nuggets.
Yeah, I'm watching Heat Bucks definitely. Nuggets Blazers. We'll see. Might be
Late
going to
game.
bed, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for both of those. But then tomorrow's the big one for me. See the
Hey,
Mavericks play.
why is the NBA? Why do we have Lakers Suns at 10 and Blazer or Mavs Clippers at 10:30? What's wrong with this? Come on
It's
now.
because they're all West Coast.
Fix your schedule though. I need to watch my playoff games. And now I have to choose
Hey,
one.
just move west. Just move west. Because what are those starting? Those are starting at 10:30 for you.
So starts at 10:30. So that means like I'll be able to watch the ending of Lakers Suns and then watch the end of Mavs Clippers, but I want to watch the whole game of each, you know? So I'll have to pick
Yeah,
one.
that's fair. Yeah, they need to fix that, but I'm
Let's see.
pumped for Mavs Clippers.
Yeah, and then Wednesday we got Grizz, Jazz, Wizards, Sixers, and Hawks. Knicks. Thursday we have Lakers,
Back to
Suns,
the
Nuggets,
Bucks.
Blazers, and Heat Bucks. And then Friday, finally, we have Knicks, Hawks, Nets, Celtics, Clippers, Mavs.
We got an exciting week, man. So much good basketball coming.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
Well, do you have anything
We're
else
good.
before we finish
Nah,
up?
I think we just wanted to come on here, chat about the playoffs. Nothing much. Trying to
Yeah.
keep it chill. Yeah.
Sweet. Well, thanks for coming on. Everybody who's in the stream, thank you, and everybody's watching this later, we appreciate it. So share it with your friends.
Yeah. See you
All
later,
right,
guys.
Alex,
Let's
we'll
get
be
to 200 subs.
Let's do it tonight.
Yeah. Tonight we're 11 away. So share it.